John Locke was a great English philosopher during the 17th century and early 18th century. This time was known as the Enlightenment period, or the late modern period, when there was massive industrialization and significant developments in science and technology. This had a great influence on philosophy because these new discoveries backed up many materialist and empiricist views. People that accompanied Locke during this period were René Descartes, David Hume, Bishop George Berkeley, and the spearhead of the movement, Sir Isaac Newton. John Locke was probably most famous for his contributions in epistemology, the study of knowledge and truth, and how those are acquired. Mr. Locke proposed the theory of the blank slate, or the tabula rasa in Latin, that states that all humans are born with no knowledge whatsoever, but that our knowledge grows and accumulates as we learn through our experiences. It is based on this knowledge that our ideas, concepts, and beliefs are created. According to Locke's philosophy, this would mean that a newborn baby could be trained to be anything you'd want him to be. Like if you wanted to be a teacher or a musician, and they'd be successful, because all humans are born equal. Locke did not believe in innate knowledge or ingrained human knowledge, but one can argue that some are born with a higher intelligence or talents or abilities that make some people greater than others through birth, as well as other things like animal instinct or emotions or even rational thought that can be argued as innate knowledge, thus disproving Locke's theory. Nonetheless, John Locke stood firm on his empiricist view and proposed that knowledge through experience is acquired through the five senses with the external world. Locke's view was heavily influenced by Aristotle's theories, which contradicted the rationalist views of his teacher Plato, as well as Berkeley and Descartes. These sensations have an impact on the mind as they stay there in order to be reflected, as well as a basis for logical conclusions, and eventually these conclusions will combine together in the mind to form ideas. He called these sensations experienced from the five senses simple ideas that have immediate effects, while complex or reflections are a combination of these simple ideas. An example would be the idea of a cactus, which is made of simple characteristics like green, spiky, rigid, and painful. However, a skeptic would challenge this theory by questioning the reliability of the senses in general to identify anything as true, because senses can be inaccurate. So what Locke did was that he stated that everything that exists has two types of properties, primary and secondary. Primary qualities are the characteristics of objects that are logically and undeniably true, like height, shape, and location, whereas secondary qualities can be debated, like color and taste, which rely on the perceiver. Nobody can deny the proportions of a pizza, but whether it looks appetizing or tastes good depends on the person. This would mean that Locke's metaphysical view is that of a materialist who believes that everything consists of matter, and in this case, absolute and relative truths or properties. And those are just a few theories that John Locke came up with and a bit of background story about him. So yeah.